you are the only political leader who has been charged in connection with the crisis of 2008. What did you do that was so dreadful?
Well, that is a very good question, Mr. Quest. You know, what we have here is a criminal trial, formally speaking, but in reality it's a political trial which has been initiated and instigated by some of my old political enemies who see the opportunity to settle some old political scores, using the justice system to do that.
Right. No, but they say, and we may as well just very briefly, because obviously it's phenomenally complicated with truth reports and the like, but they basically say that you knew the crisis was coming, you didn't act swiftly or appropriately in dealing with it. That's basically the nub of their accusation.
Well, you know, this was an international financial crisis. It started in the U.S. The U.S. Federal Reserve is on record saying that they did not see it coming. They have a very good hurricane watch in the U.S., but they didn't see the financial hurricane coming in the fall of 2008. Neither did the European governments. And all the public data we had throughout the year 2008, up until September, about the bank, including their audited reports from the Financial Supervisory Authority and, among others, the IMF, suggested that even though there was headwind, they were basically sound. And this is what the situation as we deemed it at the time.
Obviously, somebody has to carry the can because, let's face it, we know from our coverage of Iceland and the debts that Iceland will be paying to Denmark and the UK for years to come. You're the scapegoat, aren't you? You're the person who's carrying the can.
Well, you can put it that way. That's probably true. But, you know, you have to also think back. I was finance minister for longer than almost anybody else in Iceland's history. We paid back the Treasury's debt so that it was almost debt-free when the crisis hit. We were, for that reason, in a much better position to take on new responsibilities as a result of the crisis, and we, as a country, will work our way through them. I negotiated with my colleagues the agreement with the IMF in the fall of 2008, which gave us, you know, ground to work on for the recovery to resume. And don't forget the measures that we took in the fall of 2008 to save the domestic banking system here, not make the mistakes that some other countries did in terms of guaranteeing the external debt of the banking system. That's all that worked.
Right.
So in a way, we are now in a much better position than some others.
Do you accept, though, and I'm not talking about criminal liability here, because obviously that will be decided by a court of your peers, but do you accept that as the finance minister for so many years and the prime minister, that you do bear, your governments bear, and the cabinet you were part of bear some of the responsibility because you did deregulate and allow those banks to get into areas that, frankly, they should never have been near?
Well, they did that on the basis of a pan-European regulatory system and a framework which was set by the European Union. We can blame ourselves now, clearly, in retrospect, that we allowed them to go as far as they did within that particular framework. It's also turning out that it looks like that there was some activity, allegedly illegal, going on in the banks, which we, of course, didn't know about. Market manipulation and stuff like that. Very sad to have to say that, and of course, if people have done something like that, they will be punished. But of course, the banking collapse in this country or elsewhere is not the fault of one single person, not one single political leader. Many people have to share the blame. I take my full political responsibility for what happened here on my watch.
Finally,
but I have not committed any crimes, Mr. Quest. I know that you mean business, but you have to give me time to answer.
Sure.
I have not committed any crimes, and so haven't my governments. None of my governments I sat in have committed any criminal acts.
I appreciate that and apologise for interrupting. It is, of course, just the pressure of time. But finally, sir, I am interested. What does it say about democracy in your country, in Iceland, that, frankly, somebody can be for political decisions be hauled about before the courts, the criminal courts, in such a fashion?
It says nothing about democracy. It says, I'm afraid, a lot about the political ruling majority in this country at this time. And I must say, I am a little ashamed of my parliament, in which I sat for over 20 years, for having disgraced itself in this manner. The grandmother of parliament, as many people call it.